Noah is lying sleepy against a big cream pillow, eyes half closed, breathing slow. Then something small moves beside him. Miso, a rescued Pallas kitten, barely bigger than the pillow itself, climbs up carefully and settles near Noah's shoulder. He looks straight at the baby's face. Murp. Chirp. Ro? Noah opens one eye. Miso answers again, softer this time. Mur. Perp? Behind the camera, the family laughs quietly. It looks like the kitten is waking the baby up. But Miso doesn't leave. He shifts closer to Noah's shoulder and keeps going, this strange little back and forth that sounds almost like conversation. Then Noah's eyes drift shut again. We thought our rescued Pallas kitten was disturbing the baby's nap. Then we noticed something that made everyone in the room go quiet. Miso wasn't trying to wake him up. He seemed to be trying to put him to sleep. If gentle animal friendships make your day a little brighter, subscribe to Echo of the Wild, because what Miso did next surprised all of us. Miso wasn't always like this. He came to us young, still cautious, still learning that people weren't a threat. Specialists handled his early care. He didn't like sudden movement. He avoided open rooms. He picked quiet corners and watched the house from a safe distance, always ready to disappear. For weeks, that's all he did. Watch. He'd sit under the far chair, peek from the hallway, perch near the window when no one was close. If anyone moved too fast, he was gone before you could blink. Then Noah started making sounds, soft, sleepy. Nothing dramatic, just the small babbling noises babies make before they know they're making them. And Miso froze. He turned his head toward the sound, just his head at first. Then, slowly, his whole body followed, paw over paw, low to the ground, like he wasn't sure this was a good idea. Noah babbled again. Ah, bah, Miso answered. One short chirp. Everyone in the room stopped what they were doing. Noah made another sound. Miso answered again. The family laughed, that surprised, delighted kind of laugh you can't hold back. It was probably coincidence. At least, that's what we told ourselves the first time. That night, Noah grew restless in his crib. Small sounds, a little fussing before anyone could reach him, and before anyone did, Miso was already there. He appeared at the bedroom doorway, quiet as always, and sat down. He looked toward the crib, then he started talking, that same strange chirping cadence from the afternoon, low and steady, like he was picking up a conversation he'd started hours earlier. Nobody moved, nobody wanted to break it. That was when we realized the afternoon conversation might not have been a coincidence after all. Noah is tired, but he won't settle. A parent rocks him gently. Nothing works. He fusses, kicks, turns his face away from the shoulder trying to comfort him. A few feet away, Miso sits still, watching. Noah fusses again. Miso chirps, just once, small. Noah pauses. Everyone in the room freezes. Miso chirps again. Noah turns his head toward the sound. Over the following days, something like a pattern starts to take shape. Whenever Noah gets sleepy, Miso shows up. He keeps his distance, never crowds, never rushes, just sits close enough to be noticed, watches Noah's face, and makes these short, quiet sounds. Noah goes still, curious. The fussing pauses. The family starts calling it, half joking, Miso's bedtime podcast. But Miso isn't perfect at this. One afternoon he starts quietly, the way he usually does. Noah ignores him, eyes fixed somewhere else. Miso tries a louder chirp. Still nothing. He inches closer. Another sound. Noah's eyes open. Miso, apparently done being subtle, lets out one enormous, open-mouthed vocalization, dramatic, almost offended. Noah bursts into laughter. Miso had officially failed as a sleep specialist, but somehow, he looked like the baby was the problem. That's when the funniest phase begins. Noah starts answering back. Bah, Miso, Murp. Ah, Miso answers again, and just like that they're going back and forth, neither one making any real sense, both of them absolutely committed to the bit. The family starts recording everything. There's the day Miso is mid-chirp and Noah sneezes. Miso jumps backward like he's been caught doing something wrong, then saunters back a minute later pretending nothing happened. There's the day Noah grabs his own sock, and Miso stares at it like it's a threat. There's the day Noah yawns, and a few seconds later Miso opens his mouth too. The family swears he copied it, though nobody can prove it. And then there's the night Noah finally drifts off mid-conversation, and Miso, still going, chirps once more into the silence. A parent whispers, he's already asleep. Miso chirps again anyway. Apparently Miso believed in finishing the entire performance. Underneath the comedy, something quieter is happening. Miso isn't becoming a lap cat. He isn't suddenly tame or affectionate the way a house cat might be. But he's calmer, more predictable. He picks the same spots. He shows up during the same quiet windows of the day. He chooses, again and again, to be near this particular small, loud, unpredictable creature, when for months he'd chosen to be near no one at all. Then one evening, without warning, the routine breaks. Noah is put down for bed the same as always. Miso doesn't come. Minutes pass, then more. The usual spot by the doorway stays empty. Noah keeps looking toward it anyway, small glances, again and again, toward the place where the chirping should be. And for the first time we began to wonder whether Noah had been listening more closely than any of us realized. Noah lies awake, eyes open toward the doorway. He makes a few small babbling sounds into the quiet room. No answer, no Miso. The family checks his usual spots. Under the chair, empty. The window perch, empty. The hallway corner where he likes to watch the house, empty too. They finally find him curled up asleep in another room entirely, tucked into some quiet corner of his own, far from the sound he'd been answering for weeks. There's no dramatic reunion scene here, no forced moment. Miso simply wakes on his own, stretches, and after a while wanders toward the familiar murmur of the bedroom. He reaches the doorway. Noah sees him immediately and breaks into a smile. Miso sits. One tiny chirp. Noah answers. Maybe Noah didn't understand what Miso was saying. Maybe Miso didn't understand Noah either, but somehow they had learned to expect each other. The comedy doesn't wait long to return. Miso starts up his lullaby, and instead of settling, Noah gets excited, kicking his legs, grinning wide awake. Miso stops mid-chirp and just stares at him, baffled. Noah laughs. Miso tries again, louder. Noah laughs harder. Once again the world's worst lullaby singer had accidentally started a party. Over the next few days the family starts paying closer attention, not testing anything, not interfering, just watching what happens naturally, and a pattern keeps repeating. Miso vocalizes more when Noah babbles. He tends to approach during the quiet stretches of the day. He often pauses right after Noah makes a sound, like he's waiting for something. Noah, for his part, visually tracks Miso around the room now, his eyes following the kitten in a way they don't follow much else. And more than once, a spell of fussing breaks the moment Miso appears. We couldn't prove Miso was deliberately singing him to sleep, but we could see that the two had built a routine around each other's sounds. Then comes the funniest exchange yet. "Ah," Noah says. Miso chirps. "Ba ba." Miso answers with something longer, more insistent. Noah laughs and tries again. Miso opens his mouth wider. Noah copies the motion, mouth open, no sound coming out, just mimicking. For a moment they genuinely look like they're arguing about something important. From behind the camera, a parent mutters, "What are you two even talking about?" Miso answers immediately, as if he's been personally addressed. Perfect timing, entirely by accident. But underneath all the noise, something is shifting. One evening, Noah is exhausted in a way that's different from usual, restless, overtired, the kind of night where nothing seems to help. The room goes quiet around him, and Miso walks in. This time, he doesn't stop at his usual distance. He doesn't sit by the doorway. He doesn't hover near the edge of the room the way he always has, keeping his careful few feet of space. He moves closer than he's ever moved before, right up near the edge of the pillow, close enough to touch if Noah reached out, and he stays. Noah is restless, overtired, on the edge of a hard night. Miso sits close beside him now, closer than ever before, with careful, quiet space between them. Noah babbles, tired and uneven. Miso answers softly, not loud, not chaotic, just short, gentle sounds, spaced out, patient. Noah watches him. Miso pauses. Noah's eyes begin to close. Miso chirps again, quieter still. Noah stays still this time. The room goes quiet in a way it hasn't before. The family stops laughing behind the camera. Nobody says anything. The camera holds steady on the two of them, the small boy and the smaller kitten, sitting together in the low light. Miso doesn't move. He doesn't chirp again right away. For once he doesn't create any chaos at all. He just sits there, beside a sleeping baby, doing nothing but being present. After weeks of making us laugh, Miso finally did what he seemed to have been trying to do all along. And then, of course, comedy finds its way back in. Noah is fully asleep. The room is silent. Miso looks at him for a long moment, tail flicking once, like he's deciding something. Then, without warning, Mirar al-Ob, loud, sudden, unmistakably pleased with itself. Noah's eyes fly open. Behind the camera, the entire family loses it, laughter breaking the stillness they'd all been holding on to a moment before. Miso sits there looking genuinely confused, ears swiveling, as if he has no idea why everyone's reacting this way. And just like that, the greatest lullaby performance in history ended with the singer waking up his own audience. The final stretch of footage plays like a highlight reel of everything this strange little friendship has become. Miso chirping beside Noah, Noah answering back. Miso startled by a sudden sneeze, Noah laughing at nothing in particular, Miso staring seriously at some invisible threat, Noah yawning, Miso, a beat later, opening his mouth to copy him, Miso waiting at the doorway, Noah's face lighting up the moment he appears. Miso talking to a baby who's already asleep. Miso wandering off, mildly offended, when nobody responds. None of it makes sense on paper. All of it makes sense if you've watched it happen. We rescued Miso because we thought he needed someone. We never expected him to choose the smallest person in the house, or to become the funniest bedtime companion Noah could ever have. The video closes back on the image from the very beginning. Noah asleep against the cream pillow, Miso settled near his shoulder, one small wild kitten looking toward one small sleeping boy. A single soft chirp breaks the quiet, and then nothing else. Maybe it wasn't really a lullaby. Maybe they weren't really talking, but every night, one tiny wild kitten spoke, and one little boy listened. If Miso and Noah made you smile, subscribe to Echo of the Wild, and tell us in the comments what you think Miso was trying to say. One last shot before the screen fades. Noah asleep, Miso chirping one final time, Noah's eye cracking open just slightly in response.